Okay, let's go ahead and tell you what you can expect to see out this series if you stick around. This person here, NWO is 666, asked me a question here at the end that I'm going to answer. And you're going to find it's not the answer that the traditional interpretation has given you. Who gave Moses the Ten Commandments? I'm going to answer that. If you just... And it will tie up into this understanding here, and it will show you the danger and the folly in trying to centralize your understanding of truth from Jewish theology or Jewish perspective. Of course, this perspective of the law. So that will be one of the things that I answer. And let's just kind of look at this conversation or this comment that was made to me, so you can further see what this is all about. NWO is 666 has basically said these things. You quote, but all these new Christians think they got to follow Mosaic law. Now that's me right there. They're saying you quote, they're quoting me. And then, if you think those who follow the laws of Moses do it to be saved, you err. We do it because we are saved. Interesting. If you love me, keep my commandments. They're quoting the Bible. And then it says, to me, who gave Moses the Ten Commandments? Well, like I said, I'm going to answer that. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So basically, that would be their answer. Well, let's take something into perspective right here, right now. And basically, it's going to be my comment where it says, but all these new Christians think they got to follow Mosaic law. Well, this person is basically telling me by what I've said that I'm wrong. You know, that I err. Okay? Well, that's not what the Bible says. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible is going to support me here, and it's not going to support this person. It's going to say this, and we're going to be looking at chapter 4 of Galatians, starting here between verse 18 and 19, if you look at the heading. The two systems, law and grace, cannot coexist. Interesting, because this grace is what we're saved by when you follow after Jesus Christ. You're not saved by works. You're saved actually by His grace, which has already saved you. And whether you understand this or not, it actually saved you even before He came in the flesh. Because you would have to consider all of those millions and millions and millions and even billions of people that lived before He ever got up on that cross. You think that they weren't saved? You think that they weren't saved before these religious men were even born on this planet? You think that they weren't saved before this got put into a book? You think that they weren't saved before He got up on that cross? Well, you're wrong, because remember, He was from the beginning. He's the Alpha and the Omega. So if He's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, that means that they were saved even before He got on that cross. Now, of course, the Bible will have wordings that will make you seem to believe otherwise, but at the same time, Bible will have wordings that will support what I just said. Well, I guess you have to make a choice. That choice has to be guided by the Spirit of truth. So if you understand what the Spirit of truth is trying to tell you, then you will understand what the Bible itself is trying to tell you. And you'll find out that it's not trying to tell you anything other in its fullness of the truth of Jesus Christ than basically what this heading says here. The two systems, law and grace, cannot coexist. So by this person's statement right here, we find fault, at least in the perspective of what we see by one of these apostles that has actually followed Jesus Christ and knew Him in the flesh. So at this point, I'm not going to trust what this person understands. I'm going to actually trust what the Bible says in the apostolic understanding of these people who walked with Jesus. So if you think those who follow the laws of Moses do it to be saved, you err. We do it because we are saved. Contradiction number one. The two systems, law and grace, cannot coexist. So if they are using this saving by grace as the means to follow the law, well, they're already confused. They're already mistaken. So if we read further in this chapter, we'll understand. But instead of doing that, I'll bring us right here when I come back.